Sophisticated, charming, refined, polished. Those are just a few ways to describe a gentleman. A man with class. A gentleman is many things, but one of the best ways a man of substance like to enhance their life is with scent. They like to smell good at all times, no exceptions. One way is utilizing a great fragrance or a cologne, of course. Another way is making sure their home, their personal space, always smell inviting. Not only for themselves, but you just never know who's going to be visiting. One of the best compliments you can receive is someone telling you that your home smells amazing. But what type of home fragrance would a gentleman use to enhance their space? I have a few recommendations. I picked 3 specific candles from the collection that carry the same sort of feel in terms of brand and scent quality. These candles make for some incredible options for the home of a distinguished man. This is going to be a fun conversation. Let's talk about it. I want to start these recommendations off with a candle from a well-known niche fragrance house. Well, depending on how you look at it, it's none other than Creed. I'm personally a huge fan of Creed fragrances, and the one fragrance from this house that many of you may be familiar with already is Aventus. I like to think of the Aventus scent as a classic gentleman's warm weather scent. It just so happens the wildly popular scent of Aventus is offered as a candle as well. And I already know the main question that many of you may be asking right now is, well, how does it compare to the actual fragrance? Is it just as good, and is it actually worth it? The short answer to those questions is,
give me a hell yeah.
Yes, it definitely is worth it. This is the type of candle that you buy where you aren't looking for the best in terms of value, meaning the size of the candle comparative to the price will turn a lot of people away, honestly. But this is something that you should already expect with Creed. It's a very expensive brand. It's the quality of the scent and the experience of the scent that you're paying for. A gentleman knows what they want, so this is a candle to buy because you enjoy the experience of Aventus and the quality you get from the House of Creed. I will admit, I was a little skeptical before buying this. As a fan of Aventus, I wasn't sure how the candle variant was going to hold up against the fragrance. It is a beeswax candle that'll provide one of the cleanest burns, so that was a green flag. And it has this beautiful classic shaped ceramic black vessel that also comes with the lid. That was a huge plus as well. But once I got my nose on it, all of my doubts went out the window. This is pretty spot on to the fragrance. That same timeless classic gentleman's feel. A citrusy lemon, pink pepper, apple, bergamot, and blackcurrant make up the top notes. Juicy pineapple, jasmine, and patchouli are in the mid. Birch and ambroxan, cedarwood, oak moss, and musk make up the base. Man, on cold, I get a heavy dose of a dry, fresh, citrusy, juicy essence. That pineapple mixing with the lemon, the bergamot, with some patchouli in there as well. Although this scent has a dry touch to it. I absolutely love the juicy freshness this scent carries on both cold and hot throw, and it isn't gourmand in any way, it's a true gentleman scent. And when burning, the warm base comes through just a tad bit, adding more of a woody touch to the scent. I will say this, compared to the fragrance, the scent you get from this candle while burning isn't as deep as you would get from the fragrance on the dry down. I feel the candle mainly sticks to the top and mid notes. I can't seem to pick up a fully developed Aventus when burning. Don't get me wrong, I have no issues with it at all. I just wanted you to know this may be something to consider if you were looking to buy it. Still, very much Aventus. I also want you to consider the performance of this candle. This is only a 6.5, 6.6 ounce candle, so the performance will suffer a bit. It says 200 grams on the side, which is rounded up, so that's not completely accurate. The cold throw performance is okay. If it's sitting on the corner of my desk while I'm working, I can easily pick it up, but that's as far as it gets. The hot throw wakes up a bit, it's more moderate. Great for a small to medium-sized space. A medium-sized living room or apartment is ideal. It throws this beautiful, dry, fresh, juicy, citrusy scent around the room that reminds you why you bought it. It does perform better with a candle warmer. It turns into more of a strong performer. A candle warmer, I'm telling you, it's worth its weight in gold for almost any candle. Does wonders for performance. If you love the experience of the Aventus fragrance, you will definitely love the candle variant of it. A true gentleman scent. Now, when talking about sophisticated, handsome fragrances for a gentleman, I can't help but to think about Tom Ford. I'm sure many of you was expecting to see a Tom Ford scent in here somewhere.
When you start to work on a brand or a company that bears your name, one of the first things that you do is you start to think, well, what am I about? What do I love?
He sold the company to Estee Lauder, but Tom Ford's persona is still very much ingrained into the fragrances, with the price to match, of course. That poised, calming charm is how I like to describe his persona. When wearing a Tom Ford fragrance, you walk with a little more confidence. Your presence is felt when you walk into a room. And that's what we want from our fragrances, right? Whether we admit it or not.
My method is to wear a lot of fragrance. Many people think that you should apply fragrance lightly. Why? If you have a scent that you love, why not be generous with it? Why smell only a little bit good when you can smell great?
Getting that "you smell really good" compliment, or getting the look back from someone when you walk past them, is money well spent. This is the same feeling you get from the Tom Ford candles as well. Much like Creed candles, a Tom Ford candle is something you solely buy for the scent experience it provides. I have a few Tom Ford candles in the collection, and I really do enjoy them quite a bit. I don't burn them often because they're pretty small and expensive, but when I do build up the courage to burn one, it smells as if I just sprayed the fragrance in the air. Extremely accurate to the fragrance. The most recent Tom Ford candle I picked up is a Bain Fumé, a very handsome scent that's enticing with a smoky, woody, ambery warmth. It has warm, smoky top notes of incense, Palo Santo, black pepper, and violet leaf. Mid notes of leather, labdanum, cade oil, papyrus, and rose, with the base of resins, ebony tree, and guaiac wood. It's definitely an evening type of scent because of its very warm qualities. To me, this scent is like driving a bespoke Rolls Royce on a nice warm evening as the sun is setting. Not the smell of the Rolls Royce itself, even though it smells of incredible leather, but it's more so about the feeling the scent gives me. A warm, calming, elegant experience. This scent on cold gives me a deep, ambery warmth of a fully developed Bain Fumé with peppery, smoky touches from the incense, the Palo Santo, and black pepper. When this is burning, everything is amplified, but I pick up more on the labdanum and the base notes that adds more of a complexity to the scent, in a good way. And the labdanum, the guaiac wood, and ebony wood are amplified a bit more. Even though a Bain Fumé is very deep, smoky, and woody, there is this calmness to it that I really enjoy. The cold throw performance is good. It's moderate, but I am able to pick up on the scent if it's close by, like on a coffee table, for example. It doesn't have to be under my nose in order for me to smell it. The hot throw performance is strong, about the norm for Tom Ford candles. However, I mainly use them with my candle warmer majority of the time, since their wax isn't 100% confirmed. But burning provides almost the same experience as a warmer. Other than the size of the vessel and unknown wax type, the scent of a Bain Fumé is very handsome and elegant, and I think it's worth the experience. For the next candle, we're taking it to the house of Ralph Lauren. While I never experienced any fragrances from this house, it's something I've been interested in experiencing for a very long time. I just never got around to buying a fragrance or a candle. I knew if the quality of the candle was going to be anything like the quality of the clothing, I was going to love it. I was at the Century City Mall a couple months ago when I walked past the Ralph Lauren store and seen these beautiful deep blue vessels through the window. I wasn't even planning on buying anything that day, but they got me. It was like the vessels were glowing as I walked past them. Hey, I just went where my nose told me to go. It's not my fault.
It's not your fault. Why is it so hard? I didn't know it was gonna be so hard.
I want to start off with this. Ralph Lauren candles are a great buy. First off, the value was there with the size of the candles compared to how much they cost. And the quality of the scent is top tier with the use of a soy beeswax blend. Green flag. I'm really happy about that. And I'll admit, it's the stronger performer than Creed and Tom Ford candles. I also love the brand aesthetic of the Ralph Lauren stores. One of the best brand aesthetics. The huge location in Chicago is by far my favorite location. It's also one of their North American flagship stores, so of course. It's also the largest Ralph Lauren in the world, so you're engulfed into this world of elegance and style when walking in. If you haven't visited that location yet, I highly recommend going to take a look around, and trust me, leave the Amex at home. I'm warning you now. So, as far as Ralph Lauren candles, the scents on cold, they did not disappoint. I decided to go with the Saint Germain scent since it was the most unique smelling, and I felt like it was the best representation of the Ralph Lauren brand. You know, a gentleman's scent, especially with the signature navy blue vessel with the matching wax color. And the golden accents, they add just an extra small touch of elegance, the polo logo on the vessel and the candle lid. I always love a candle that comes with a lid. The scent of Saint Germain is an intoxicating, complex spice, more of a linear scent as well, with notes of smoky bergamot, leather, warm fragrant spices, amber, and woods. From the scent on cold, there's a deep essence of an ambery spice, very masculine leaning. It doesn't come off smoky to my nose. Maybe some woodiness is in here, but overall, I'm getting the smell of a rich, powdery, resinous amber. I also pick up spice, which is more of a savory spice rather than it being a bright, aromatic spice. The warm amber is really carrying this scent with its complex characteristic, that slight powdery aroma with the warm depth. The amber is really amplified when burning as well, along with some spice. It fills a large space beautifully with the rich resin. I do wish I can pick up more on the smoky bergamot and the wood notes. Still an amazing scent. I just want to know how much the scent would change with the more smoky citrus. I would best describe this scent as getting ready for a black tie event during the evening hours. You're putting on your cufflinks, getting ready to walk out the door. You're looking good, smelling amazing, of course, with Saint Germain burning in the background. The performance of the scent, like I said, is really good. The cold throw is moderate. You will be able to pick up a faint whiff of the scent when walking past or sitting across from it. And the hot throw is a good strong. It throws amazing around a large space. Great for a large bedroom or living room. Very impressed with this scent. I wish I would have picked up this candle sooner. Now, let me ask you, if you have any Ralph Lauren perfumes, fragrances, how do you like them and do you recommend them? I don't hear too many people talking about them, so either I should be looking into them more or it could be for a reason. Let me know. You can also let me know if you want me to add more gentleman specific candles / fragrances to the list. Remember, sophisticated, charming, refined, polished. The scent of a gentleman.